What's up, Fooligans?
It's time to react to Fooligans.
Today we're going back into the confines
Of the Lost Media Iceberg.
Shout out to Blame It On Jorge.
Yep, this is part 3 of our adventure here. We're gonna step into level 5 and level 6.
Cinco y seis. It only gets deeper, it only gets darker, and it only gets stranger, baby.
We're gonna get right into it. So without further ado,
Let's do what it do.
Chicken Little 2. A sequel was planned for the Disney film Chicken Little, but never made it that far into development. The plot involved Chicken Little finding himself in a love triangle between the ugly duckling and a new character named Rafaela. The film was never made, possibly due to Chicken Little receiving mixed reviews, and only storyboards currently
I like
exist.
Chicken Little though. It was a good
Betty
movie.
Boop and Popeye's sex tape. Recounted in an article by animation historian Jim Hill,
Elementary.
the story goes that Max Fleischer, the creator of both characters, surprised animators at a celebration party for their new studio with an animation. This animation was a fully animated short of Betty Boop and Popeye having sex, complete with backgrounds, voice actors, a musical score, and stylized Florida landscaping. It was then said to have been locked away forever in a vault.
Did he just say Florida landscaping? Is that what he just said? Or
Yeah.
floral?
I think floral.
Or Florida.
To this day, no evidence. Animators at a celebration party for their new studio with an animation. This animation was a fully animated short of Betty Boop and Popeye having sex,
Alright.
complete with backgrounds, voice actors, a musical score, and stylized Florida landscaping. It was then said to have been locked
Florida
away
landscape.
forever in a vault. To this day, no evidence of the short's existence has
Agreed
surfaced.
to come down to Florida when the...
Superman 1933.
Bro, only in Florida.
Though many cite Superman's debut as being his 1938 appearance in the first issue in Action Comics, he had actually appeared in 2 separate short stories prior. The first was a comic titled The Reign of Superman, in which the character debuted as a villain.
Of course.
In 1933, however,
That's usually how
the
it
creators
goes.
began first toying with the idea of making him a hero. However, shortly after completing the comic, they were dropped by their publishing company. Unable to catch the eye of other publications, in a fit of rage, the comic was burned out of shame, with only the cover surviving. It's unknown if any copies of the full issue exist today. Many comic historians have tried to secure copies of the short story, but to no success.
Hey, shout out to Blame It On Jorge for the music you choose for this, keeping it funky every level.
A Death in the Family, alternate version. In 1988, DC Comics infamously published a series of comics in which the Joker successfully kills Jason Todd, Batman's second Robin. At the end of an issue in the series, A Death in the Family, a call line was included for fans to vote on whether or not Robin should survive. This implies that some alternate issue may have existed, and the off chance fans voted for Robin to live.
Oh wow.
Evidence of the alternate Jason Lives issue does exist, with one page having been completed and the other sketched.
Wait.
Ro-Ro-Chan, 1999.
So the rare one is him living,
Yeah.
and they chose him to deading.
Yeah.
To deading.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Roshan.
On November 24th, 2013, a 14-year-old Japanese live streamer
I
named
just remember the
Ro-Ro-Chan,
name.
1999, committed suicide after jumping off her 13th floor apartment balcony. It was said to have been instigated by chat, telling her she would fulfill her dreams of becoming a legend if she did so. The entire incident was streamed and archived, though it was briefly lost, until revitalized interest led to the footage being re-uploaded.
Wow.
The Shining, deleted scenes. Considered by some as one of the greatest films of all time, it's no surprise the film has deleted scenes. Unlike most deleted scenes, however, one of them actually made it to the premiere. At the end of the film,
Interesting.
there was originally an epilogue in which Danny and Wendy are recovering from the assaults. After premiering in Los Angeles and New York, Kubrick ordered for the scenes to be cut. Apart from the script and a handful of Polaroid photos, the scene remains lost to the public. The Mask 2. Given that The Mask was a box office success,
Yeah, that was a good
spawning
movie.
several tie-in series, comic books, and other spin-offs, it's unsurprising that talks of a sequel began.
It's
Even being advertised in a contest in Nintendo Power. The Mask 2 was on track to being greenlit until Jim Carrey turned the role down, even after being offered $10 million. He noted that he disliked playing the...
Yeah, Jim Carrey was going to take that, especially when he was sticking it to the man and changing his whole image and his whole outlook on life in Hollywood and everything. But no subsequent mask ever lived up to the original. I mean, I understand it's hard to live up to the original, but boy, they sucked.
Character twice. This led to whatever was completed for the sequel to be scrapped. PlayStation All-Stars DLC.
Yeah, I remember that.
PlayStation All-Stars is essentially the Super Smash Bros. Equivalent for the PlayStation. Unfortunately, all DLC, or downloadable content, characters for the game were cancelled mid-production during 2013, including several highly requested characters, including Dart from The Legend of Dragoon. Despite social media campaigns for the material to be released, none of the characters saw the light of day, with most never even being officially announced.
Yeah.
Heartbeat in the Brain. In 1978, a documentary known as Heartbeat in the Brain screened at the Sudam Gallery in New York. The film, directed by Amanda Felding, showed Felding herself drilling a hole in her head using a dentist's drill. Supposedly, at least one audience member fainted while watching it.
Yeah, that's
Although the film was screened again in 2011, it has never surfaced online, aside from a few clips.
Watch live and local news on a variety of networks with YouTube TV. Try it free.
Level 6. All right.
Let's
The
get right
lost
into
Apollo
it.
11 footage. The Apollo 11 landing, in which astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin stepped foot on the moon, has become known as one of the most monumental moments in human history. However, although the footage of the actual touchdown has been preserved, the full original SSTV tapes of the event have mysteriously been lost by NASA. This was due to an apparent issue converting signals from the cameras, as they were incompatible with broadcasting standards. As a result, it seems that the uncut footage has genuinely been lost forever, with NASA themselves speculating that they were likely wiped for reuse shortly after the broadcast, and are thus unrecoverable.
Bruh!
Regrets.
Nah! I've heard of people taping over weddings, graduations, first steps, first words.
First movies? Shit, that happened. My brother killed me after that.
But yeah, I've heard people taping over a wide variety of just precious moments.
But moon landing?
The lunar friggin' landing, bro.
Moon landing? How do you tape
Luna.
over?
That's crazy.
That is wild.
That is probably the most important home video to ever be made. And you wiped it out. Recorded over it.
Storyboard jam.
I should have
During
bought my
downtime
Rugrats
on the
shirt.
production of Rugrats, storyboard artists at Nickelodeon began venting their
shirt,
frustrations by collaborating
Why
on a
isn't
grotesque,
Angelica-
darkly humored comic featuring the show's characters. This included references to incest, molestation, and murder.
Okay.
The storyboard jam was eventually confiscated by an executive producer, who was, quote, disturbed. It's unknown if the comic was destroyed or simply locked away, though one page has resurfaced online from a participant. Dracula, 1931. In original screenings of 1931's
My aunt never let my cousins watch Rugrats.
Why is that?
And as a kid, I used to watch it all the time.
Yeah.
And I remember I went over the house and she didn't let me watch it in front of them. Like, she let me watch it because she knew my parents let me watch it. But she didn't let them watch it because it had so many adult jokes. That's what she told me, even as a kid. Man, when I grew up, I'm growing up now, it's full of adult humor
Yeah, of course.
that kids never pick up. I had no idea.
Just about like every show.
Every
has that?
show, but I didn't understand that.
Yeah.
Because I didn't understand the humor that I understood. It wasn't for me as a kid.
Because it's not children making the shows, people.
Exactly. Remember that. Remember that. Hey.
Dracula, an epilogue by Edward Van Sloan was included, of the actor directly speaking to the audience. The epilogue was eventually cut when it was reissued in 1936 to avoid controversy from religious groups. Though some footage and audio have surfaced throughout various behind-the-scenes documentaries, the full epilogue has escaped release. The Land Before Time.
I love that crap.
I loved it.
Don Bluth's The Land Before
Shouts
Time
out to my childhood.
was heavily censored before release, with many of these scenes cut without the director's wishes.
String cheese and frozen cups.
13 minutes of complete animation in total were cut from the film, largely to secure the film's PG rating. This included several extended chase and fight scenes, as well as an entirely alternate ending for the film. The footage and production materials exist, though they're unable to be released without the express permission of a rights holder. El Hombre Lobo. I think the iceberg image is referring to Nights of the Werewolf, a supposed 1968 horror film. It was said to have been filmed in Paris before the director died in a car crash the week after its completion. The issue is that this supposed director may not have existed. No record for the name René Govar has been found, and all details relating to Nights of the Werewolf originate from one man, named Paul Naschy. It's speculated he may have invented the film to boost his early resume. However, one supposed still has surfaced, though it's possible Naschy could have faked it to boost his credibility. South Park, episode 200 and 201, uncensored. In South Park's controversial 200th and 201st episodes, they tackled the issue of broadcast censorship head-on, alluding to the Prophet Muhammad after facing previous backlash for depicting him. The episode...
Apologies to all those offended that might feel offended by the airing of that episode, even the reference to that episode. A lot of controversy. Remember, we brought it up one time before. This is the episode I was talking to you about. Episodes
were heavily censored before airing and have been denied re-release on streaming services. One of these included an ending monologue regarding the effectiveness of violence, which in the TV broadcast was entirely censored. Originally thought to be a meta joke, the original audio was leaked after a hacker downloaded the original file from the servers of South Park's website. Conker's Bad Fur Day, the alternate version. Rare's Conker's Bad Fur Day, released in 1999, was notorious at the time for how raunchy and offensive its humor was. However,
looks like they're trying to
prior
copy
to 1999,
DK64.
the game was intended to be another family-friendly IP, known as 12 Tales, Conker 64. After receiving criticism for making another kid-friendly 3D platformer, the game was redesigned for a mature audience. A prototype build of the original game has since surfaced, showcasing what the game was like before development shifted gears. Mean Girls DS. Developed by 505 Games, Mean Girls was a tie-in game for the 2004 comedy film of the same name. Intended for the Nintendo DS, it was scheduled for release in 2010.
I have personally felt victimized by Regina George. Just want to put that out there. She never called me back.
Though for unknown reasons, never saw the light of day. The game was described in reviews as a Puzzle Quest ripoff, though the ESRB stated it was a text-based adventure game. Neither of these descriptions match surface screenshots, however, which instead illustrate it as a simple series of minigames. Though the studio is aware of interest in the game, they've been unable to provide further information for a variety of copyright reasons, and consequently the game has yet to resurface. Osama bin Laden's body photos.
Okay.
Upon the raid that led to Osama bin Laden's death, a series of photos documenting his body's condition were taken in Afghanistan before it was thrown into the ocean. Because the body itself was thrown into the ocean to prevent martyrdom, it's perhaps unsurprising the photos of his corpse have remained unpublished as well. Though some photos purport to be from the incident, these have all been debunked
I've heard
as
about
fake.
this for years.
SpongeBob Invader Pants, Krabs' Army. During the 9th season of SpongeBob SquarePants, an episode with the segments SpongeBob Invader Pants and Krabs' Army canceled during production. It's unknown what these episodes entailed, though they apparently never made it past storyboards. An image has surfaced of the storyboards for SpongeBob Invader Pants, though they are largely
That looks like
unlegible.
calligraphy.
Life Sucks.
That's Ren and Stimpy.
Life Sucks is the title of
Let me
the
get some
intended 7th
suicide in there.
episode of Ren and Stimpy's adult party cartoon. Considered by those who worked on the episode as the best Ren and Stimpy episode ever, it's centered around pessimistic and nihilistic philosophy. The episode had been storyboarded, though due to low ratings, the entire show was cancelled, prematurely ending production. The full synopsis remains unseen, with only a few early storyboards.
There's a lot of
surfacing
storyboards
online.
in this level.
The death of Don Brent Show.
Yo,
In 2010,
I don't know much about this.
SeaWorld trainer Don Brent Show was tragically killed by the largest orca whale the zoo had. A perfectionist,
orcas like that.
she would always record her performances to help herself figure out how to improve. As a result, her graphic death was captured on camera,
boy.
including when the whale refused to let go of her mutilated limbs.
Wow.
The incident was documented in the film Blackfish, which actually shows footage. However, it cuts right before her death.
Yikes.
Right there.
There's a lot of information, a lot of, like you said, storyboards, things that never actually got done being produced or made in those levels.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of storyboards that just went unfinished.
Yeah.
A lot of things that I guess stopped in mid-production, and
Either because the show got canceled or because of the ratings or
it was too darn evil.
simply movies that were going to be remade with a specific actor like Jim Carrey, and they went a different route.
$10 million ain't enough.
Nope.
When you're down in level 5s and 6.
You're
When you're down in level 5 and 6. I said 5s and 6, like a slave. Everything about this video is telling me not to continue, but I can't wait till we watch the next two.
GTA San Andreas.
Yeah, see the golf.
That's going to be fun to watch. All right. So that was our reaction to level 5 and level 6 of the Lost Media Iceberg. Thank you for being patient. It does take us a while to watch through this entire thing, and we're going to keep dropping.
Get through the emotional scarring.
Yes.
But thank you, Vixid, for suggesting this.
Yeah.
And all you Fooligans out there that wait patiently to see how we feel, I'm going to tell you how we feel. We feel like a lot of this is real, and it's kind of creepy.
It's
But
very creepy.
that's what the world is out there.
Yeah.
A whole
Ball of ambient peace.
iceberg that we have
High on
not yet discovered.
Yeah.
So remember, tell your family,
Tell your friends.
tell all them creepy people that you see in your neighborhood to check out React to Fool.
Go ahead and hit that like. Hit that subscribe. Comment down in the comments. What's your favorite level? Till next time, Fooligans.
When it's time to React to Fool again.
Peace out.